here with Concordia head men's basketball coach Ben Limback to preview the 2015-2016 season. First off, we'll take a look at some of the rules changes for this year. There are a few things that fans will notice. One of the big ones is the shot clock going from 35 to 30 seconds now. Coaches can only call timeouts at dead balls now. And there's no longer a 5-second closely guarded rule. In what ways have you kind of tried to prep your team for these different changes?
Yeah, I think the three that you just mentioned were some of the biggest ones that we've tried to incorporate in our practices so far, and I think the shot clock, that will speed the game up a little bit and force more decisions to be made. So we have to practice that way. We have to have a shot clock, so we've been using a 30-second shot clock in practice and really educating our guys on how to play at the end of a shot clock, both offensively and defensively, because it will happen a little bit more. And so that's been an important one. The live timeouts, I've already instructed our guys, that coaches we can't call. And when a guy dives on the floor, I can't scream for a timeout anymore and get it. So I think that's where, if guys see certain things that they need a timeout in, then we've been trying to prepare them for that. And then the closely guarded, I think that will affect some style of play defensively, especially teams that really get up and pressure at half court and things. So we've instructed guys and using that offensively and defensively as well. And there's a forearm, in the post. Players now can defend in the post with a back to the basket. They can put a forearm in the back, which it kind of looks weird. We've worked on it, and it feels weird at first to our guys. But you see it in the NBA, you see it at the high level college, and I think they're just trying to figure out some way to call it cleaner. So, but those are the biggest ones that I think fans will notice. Besides the dunking, they now allow the guys to dunk before the game and at halftime. So we'll see how that goes.
You expect your guys to be throwing up alley-oops pre-game?
I told them as long as it's not a Harlem Globetrotter type show where we're just I really haven't talked a lot about that with our team yet, but maybe we'll get Coach Young out there and he can do a couple dunks for the game or something for the crowd. But no, I think that one just is a fun fan one. I think it's been time to get rid of that rule, so that'll be fun for the fans, I think.
As far as the shot clock change, you had last year's team was one of the highest scoring at Concordia in I think over 10 years, and the GPAC overall was a pretty high scoring league. So theoretically, you would think the shot clock change probably won't have a huge impact just on the way teams play.
Yeah, it's a good observation. There's a few teams in our league that I think it will, but I think for the most part, some of us, look to push it, and I think it really shouldn't affect the game a lot at our level in our league. But some teams I think it'll affect more than others. But you're right, it's already a pretty high-scoring league, and it could only go up from here, I guess.
Now looking more towards previewing this year's team, when you look back at last year, first of all, you won at Midland, beat Northwestern on a buzzer beater towards the end of the year. Took Morningside to the wire at their place. Yeah. Those kind of things have to give you confidence going into this year now.
Yeah, no, we've seen a big difference in our guys just in the preseason. There's some optimism. There's we have everybody back from last year's team, but Joe Haywood, and I think that's where realistically, I think we have different expectations going in this season than maybe the previous years for some of the returners. So that's given us a lot of confidence. The way we played down the stretch last year, I thought we were playing some pretty good basketball. And the challenge was last year not to settle for that, but to build on it. And I think guys are hungry this year to have a bigger year. So the confidence level is definitely higher this year than any year I've been here. Just the expectations and things are different, and it's nice to have. I mean, we have 4 seniors this year and a whole bunch of juniors that we know will contribute, and so it should be a fun year.
You've got a lot more experience than you've had the last couple years. Now going into your third year, how valuable is it now that, I mean, the last 2 years I think you could still say that you've got a young team. Mm-hmm. Now you've got experience. Yeah. How valuable will that be?
No, it's been great. It's been extremely valuable in practices so far. I feel like, especially offensively, we're ahead of where we've ever been at this time of the year, and to have, senior leadership, guys that have been here, Robbie and Micah and Alex are seniors that have been here for 3+ years, and that's one of those things where in practice they know all the drills, they know a lot of things we're doing, so they can educate the young guys, and it's not always coach talking. And we finally have a group of guys that can lead with confidence and know the things that are up ahead.
Last season, Chandler Folkerts really emerged as a force in the post. What allowed him to make such a big jump from freshman to sophomore year, and what can we expect from him as a junior?
Yeah, Chandler's an extremely hard worker. I think that's really what has set him apart, is his desire to get better every day. His freshman year, he was thrown into the Wolves and just got a taste of the G-Pack right away and this level of basketball. And I think his sophomore year, he kind of started to get more comfortable out there. And so this year we expect even bigger things, and he does too. That's what makes him great is he's constantly looking for ways to get better. And I think he's got to stay healthy, and everybody's got to stay healthy, and I think he's in for a big junior season.
Now Chandler's part of front court that returns everybody from last year. How do you like the way your depth looks there?
Yeah, no, we have some really good depth, and it's we're seeing it in practice. There's some good battles going on right now, and Chandler's he's in a mix right now and battling with guys like Nathan Tungus and Justin Dam. He's nursing an ankle injury right now, but he's fighting inside as well. And then you throw big Max Wagner in there, and obviously Robbie's a guy from last year that had a great season. So our front court is extremely big, extremely long, and they're working hard. That's what I love about this team, especially our big guys, is that they come ready to work and compete against each other every day.
I know we talked about Max and during the summer with him coming back from injuries the past couple years. Just give us a little update on how he's looked since you've started practice for real in the preseason.
Yeah, no, he's moving so much better than he ever was last year. Even when he finally got cleared to play last year, he was still real stiff and just couldn't do a lot of the things that he can do now. So, he's very gifted offensively. He's got a great touch. He's a great passer, great just intangibles on the offensive end, and he's still developing leg strength and body weight and trying to get that back to where hopefully it was when he first got injured. But I think he's going to be that X factor for us this year. I think if he has a great season, then I think our team's in for a really great season. So I think he's somebody that we're really counting on this year.
On the backcourt, you mentioned the loss of Joel Haywood, but you've got your other two starters there with Micah Colway and Eli Ziegler back. Analyze that group and who we might see at the point guard spot as well. Yeah, no, Joel was a big loss. I think anytime you lose a guy that's been here for 4 years and been a starter for a majority of that time, I think that's a big loss. And we really see that at times in practice, just having some composure and some poise out there, and just kind of who's kind of taking the lead and stuff. So those are big shoes to fill, and but right now I love the way Micah Colway's playing. He's got a lot of confidence, and you can tell he's played the game for a long time now. Eli's shooting the ball with a lot of confidence, and I see him developing as a leader this year for us. And then we got a whole bunch of guards that are really fighting to be in the mix. You got Rudy Knight and Kevin White, two guys that played last year, played some significant minutes. And Seth Curran, he's shooting the ball very well right now in this preseason. We got a couple newcomers that I think will really help us right away. Jamie Pearson is a transfer,
he's a senior this year, and you know, Jamie can really do a lot of great things. Very explosive athlete. Can score it, can defend, and I think he's in for a great season as well. And he's going to provide a big lift for us from the point guard position. And Kyle Pierce is a transfer from a junior college in Colorado that he's got great length, can score it, and just trying to figure out, you know, the culture of Concordia and our program and stuff. But he's got a tremendous upside as well.
I mentioned this was last year's team was the highest scoring for the program in over 10 years. With the combination of players you got, size and athleticism and length, it has to make you excited as a coach of what possibilities you have offensively and what you can do with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you know, we can go with things, and that's always exciting from a coaching standpoint. You know, I think we could go really big. You know, we could put quick guards out there. You know, we could do a double post lineup. There's all sorts of things that we could do, which makes it fun. You know, and I think I told the guys my toughest job this year is just to get them to share the ball and play as a team offensively, and then we should score points. And I'm confident of that. And now it's defensively, you know, getting guys to buy into the other side of the floor, to understand the importance of it. And you know, we're not going to score 120 points every night, and so we got to defend much better than we have been in practice, and they know that too.
Talking more specifically about that win at Midland last year, how key was it for your guys to get over the hump and show that they could beat one of the top teams in the conference at their place?
Yeah, I think it's something that any of those big wins, I think, help your mindset and your confidence level. And I think especially guys that have been in the program for a couple of years already, you know, I think realistically, you know, it was one game, and I think we all know that, and I think we have a lot more that we want to prove and do this year. But just having that taste and on the road, especially of winning big games, is important to draw on those experiences as a basketball team. But this is a new year, clean slate. You know, it's a new Midland team, new Concordia team, and so we got to come with. No matter who we're playing in this league, because there's really no gimmies, and we got to come with the same passion that led to that victory. You know, we got to do that all the time this year.
Now, having a winning season last year and beating a couple ranked teams on the road, having some other success on the road was a good step up for the program. How will you measure success this season?
Well, that's a tough one. I think a lot of people think, well, it's wins and losses, and do you win a national title or a conference championship? And certainly those are our goals, and we've set, you know, we want to get to the national tournament and win the GPAC. You know, those are always goals that I feel like this program should have. But I think ultimately measure success in are we getting better every day? You know, that's what we can control right now. You know, I don't know what Dort's doing. I don't know what Doan's doing. I don't know what Hastings is doing. So we have to be successful every day, and that means every day come to practice ready to work, do all the little things that we can affect every day, and to me that's what will make us successful at the end, which is what we all want.
How close do you feel like you're getting to reaching that ultimate vision where you can compete to get to the national level?
Yeah, I think you know, this year that's our expectation. You know, I think you know, you always have to have great health. You have to have great chemistry and obviously great coaching. And I think that's something that this year the expectation is that we want to get to that level at the national scene. And I think we have the talent and abilities to do it. Now we just have to determine, do we have the effort and the attention to detail and you know, the daily grind that we need to see every day.
Well, you said great coaching. You've had some changes to the staff. Lance Carell is now a full-time assistant coach, and Antoine Young as your graduate assistant. How have those changes affected the team, and then what do you like about having Coach Carell as a full-time assistant?
No, Coach Carell's great. He's been great. He was great last year, and this year is no different. He's been much more involved with different aspects, definitely with recruiting and just player development. And Coach Colway, losing him, great coach, and to the women's side, big shoes to fill. But Coach Carell has definitely stepped up to fill a lot of those needs and in terms of what needs to be done, and he's excited about it. I mean, he's a basketball junkie, and he loves coaching, loves working with the guys. So I think he's doing a great job, and having Coach Young now on staff, we're seeing his ability to inspire young guys. I mean, he relates very well to each guy, and whether it's watching film with certain guys or working with the freshmen and the young guys, I think he's already made an impact in this program, and obviously Coach Phil Friedrich. I mean, he's been around since I've been here, and just having a steady presence that Coach Phil provides, and alum, and all those things that go into it. He's another guy, and a lot of youth on staff, which makes it entertaining and energetic a lot of times, and it's a fun group to work with. We have a good time.
The GPAC's almost every year. I mean, it's a very physical, competitive league. Dakota Wesleyan was in the national championship game last year. So what do you expect the quality of the GPAC to be like this year?
No, it's going to be just as good, if not better. It'll be different. I feel like there's about 5 or 6 of us teams that I think on paper should be competing for that top spot. And I hope we're in that mix this year as well. But there's really, you could go all the way down the list, and I think any of those teams could beat any team on the schedule. So we're trying to educate our guys. We've got to come ready to play every day, and it starts with practice that way in a game, no matter who we're facing, where our standings are at, that it's going to be a dogfight. And so we're looking forward to that GPAC schedule.